Hey band, Mr. V coming at you on this blustery Sunday afternoon to tell you what you should do to accomplish your e-learning for tomorrow for band. Uh, our composer of the month is Louis Armstrong this month. High school band, we haven't talked about him yet, but you'll hear enough about him today, hopefully. My hope is to tell you about him and then have you watch two videos. The two videos. Hey, I was doing the finger down here. Watch two videos about him. The first video is actually a song called Dinah, and it was performed by the Mills Brothers in this particular thing. And there's some cartoony bits. The cool part about this video is that the Mills Brothers actually create all of the sounds that you hear for this movie. And remember, movies didn't have good sound quality until like 1927, and the Mills Brothers did this movie in 1933. So it's kind of cool. It's only like a 6-year-old technology, and it's neat, and hopefully you'll enjoy that. But I want you to specifically listen to the song Dinah. Then the second video you're going to watch is Louis Armstrong and his band playing Dinah, and I want you to listen to how they change it a little bit. And then when you answer questions in Schoology, there's two essay questions I want you to answer, and I want you to tell me what you think about the Mills Brothers. Tell me what you think about Louis. And then after that, you'll answer a bunch of questions about Louis. Actually, there's only, 7 total questions, something like that. It's not too bad. But yeah, so pay close attention. Here we go. So Louis Armstrong, he was born August the 4th, 1901, although he claimed he was born on July 4th, 1900, because he was a little bit of a character. He passed away in 1971. He was a 20th century jazz composer. American, of course, and trumpet player, band leader extraordinaire. Pretty great guy. The things I want you to know about him: number one, he had 2 different nicknames. Satchmo is his most famous one. Satchmo is short for Satchel Mouth, and if you see pictures of him or in the videos that you're going to watch, you'll notice he has a huge smile, bigger than life. It's amazing. So people used to call him Satchel Mouth, and you know how we all tend to be lazy, so he got shortened to Satchmo. You'll also hear him referred to as Pops a lot, and the one place that I saw about Pops, apparently he used to call everybody Pops because he didn't know anybody's names. It rings true to me. Maybe I should just call you all Pops from now on. 100 years ago in 1920, Louis Armstrong's got his start, his big start in making music, as playing in a band that floated up and down the Mississippi River. And so they would start in New Orleans. That's actually where he was born and where he was from. And they would float up the river, and they would play all along the river. They would play on the river, and then they actually came all the way up to Minneapolis. So that's kind of cool. And that you got to remember too, that was in a time when cars weren't a big deal. So if you wanted to get somewhere, you had to hop a train, or you had to ride a horse. That would be lame to ride a horse from New Orleans all the way up to Minneapolis, or you had to jump on a boat. So that was it. He was the music. And so, all right, so other things you need to know. This is actually the third tidbit. He served as the musical ambassador for the U.S. State Department. So the State Department hired him on to be the ambassador of music to the world. And he performed for kings and queens. He performed for people in all kinds of countries. Actually, the video that you're going to watch was him performing in Copenhagen, which I think is Denmark. That's pretty awesome if you think about it. A African-American musician performing on the other end of the world in the 1930s. Kind of awesome. He has we're on to tidbit number 4. He has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He actually starred and co-starred in 15 different movies in his career. Kind of cool. He was also inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1990. And you might think to yourself, he's a jazz composer. Why is he in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? If you look, the category it's early influence. And if you know anything about rock and roll got its start sounding an awful lot like blues. And a lot of what Louis Armstrong was doing was bluesy. So that's the tie-in there. And finally, last but not least, the last tidbit I want to give you before we sign off here. Hello Dolly knocked out the Beatles of first place on the Billboard chart. So the Billboard has been doing charts for years and years and years. When he released his Hello Dolly, the Beatles had been on the chart. Let me see if I got it. They had first place for 5 weeks straight with the song Can't Buy Me Love. and then Hello Dolly came out and said bye. Of course, Hello Dolly was only #1 for 1 week, but the other tidbit about this, he was 62 years old, so kind of amazing. A 62-year-old African-American trumpet player beat these hip rockers from overseas. I don't know. It boggles my mind, and I love it. And don't get me wrong, I love the Beatles. It's good stuff. So, just to recap, of course, you can rewatch this to get all those tidbits if you need to. Make sure you watch the Mills Brothers singing Dinah. Make sure you watch the Louis Armstrong doing Dinah. Oh, the link actually has 3 songs that they performed in Copenhagen. You need to hear the second one. So if you fast forward to number 3 minutes and 40 seconds, you'll be in the right spot. Unless you want a double bonus and just watch all 3 songs. They're great. They're wonderful. You'll love them. Or maybe you won't. That's okay. You don't have to love them. It's fine. Just watch them and write about them. When you open up your e-learning file, you'll notice the first 2 questions are short essays. Please write with complete sentences. I'm talking about capital letters and periods. Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. Complete sentences, 2 to 5. All right. Then you have true and false questions, and you have a couple multiple choice questions. 7 questions in total. If it takes you more than a half an hour, I think you did it wrong. So even if you watch both videos from start to finish twice, you might push half an hour. Let me know. Anyway, I hope that covers it. Take care. Be at peace. I'll see you in a couple days.